All right, there we go. Look interesting enough? How's my light? Am I looking fabulous? Welcome to Maker Table. I don't know if you've been following along for a while. If not, hit subscribe. Follow along. I cover a lot of metalworking stuff and mostly about making things. So today I am going to put together one of our most popular size ultimate maker tables. This is the first one I put together and tested and found a few things wrong with it and fixed all those things. And now we do the tables as kits, or you can buy the DXF files if you have your own plasma table, or you just want to get it cut locally. Some of you guys have sweet deals on lasers because you work cool places. Have a little bit of volume now that we're growing and am able to buy these at a pretty decent price here and ship them. So anyways, without further ado, let me show you what comes in the kit. You're going to have a set of crossbars like this. And that's all of your short pieces for the 3-foot side. So we throw these little leg flanges in here so you can take a 3x3 tube and make yourself some legs for this table and then bolt them up to the bottom. This is the little plate that registers underneath. I'll show you guys right here. Kind of get the idea. This was the first version, so not bolting up yet, but that's why we added this. And this kind of comes in handy when you're doing the assembly as well. So keep this. And this is what we call the leg plate. This goes in right at the very end, honestly, so you kind of put this off to the side. Alright, at this point you should be left with the top, your 2 outside pieces, and your last 2 inside rib pieces. Alright, if you guys notice, I put some chocks down on the table. If you take a little bit of time here and kind of shoot this in or level it across, it'll make this just a little bit easier because you'll have kind of a 0 to work off of. We've already finished welding this table and so we've already finished welding this table and have it leveled up and shot in. So I just went ahead and put these little 4-inch horses. Basically what you need to do is create some space under here so that you can run some all thread and kind of get some nuts started, and it just makes this thing all kind of clamp up easier. Classic. Let me straighten you guys up here a little bit. It's looking a little cattywampus. Alright, so once you get top down, it's really time to start laying this inner framework down. Alright, then once you've got all your internal framework set, you pretty much kind of want to take care of this section first, and then you can work on your perimeter outside pieces. But at this point we're going to grab these leg flanges. We're going to place them kind of strategically over a few of these junctions. Might work my way across like this. There we go. And now all I need to do is run all thread through these and get them tightened up, and then I can basically get this flipped over and start working on the rest of it. Alright, I'm back. So I keep a pile of all thread around. Focus, focus, you can do it. I keep a pile of all thread around here. And basically I cut these, I think, about 8 to 10 inches long, and you can use 1/2 inch or 5/8. Really smaller if you had some washers. You just need some tension. Once you guys get to this point and you've got a couple studs in each one of these leg flanges, then you can flip this thing over. It's a bit of a bear, so I think I'm gonna use the forklift. Once you get it flipped over, it's time to grab a level or a straight edge, whatever the flattest thing in your shop is. And you just kind of want to wipe this thing down, get any sort of schmoo off of here. Might mess with your measurements. And you really just start dragging this around, looking for any sort of daylight. And then if you do see a little bit of daylight, right down under here, it's a hair, barely. But what you'll end up doing is this plate down here, you'll end up running the other two bolts in there, cranking this down all the way. So you just want to look across this bottom seam right here and see if you can see any daylight coming through. This is actually the perfect setup because I have light behind me. So any sort of gaps in there, you'll be able to see underneath that level. So if you find a little bit of a camber in your table, all you have to do is tighten up on all these bolts some more. That's where you can start using your leg plates. Those have 4 holes that you can line up with the top here and run some more all thread. So you have 4 more plates that you can use to get this all drawn up tight. So it doesn't really take much. This is just hand tight. From here, just go ahead and check your way through. And then all you want to do is fill this up right down in here with weld. You don't want to weld this from the back side, just right there in that slot. And now, at this point, I like to work my way around the sides and basically do the same thing. Clamp this all together, check it for flat and square, and really you want to take a little bit of extra time when you're fitting these edges up and these corners. This is really where this thing can get super useful if you have almost a full 3-dimensional 90 jig right here in every single corner. Whenever you feel ready, they start fitting up these side pieces. This is one of my favorite things about this table is these slots here on the side let you still use a lot of your old clamps and tooling. So I'll just use a little cowboy here and let that hold this plate on. It's not totally tight, but I don't have to worry about it falling off on me. So at this point, I got everything together. Pretty much all you're doing now is chasing gaps. Get everything nice and tight, clamped together, and weld it in. After you weld it out, last step, flip it over one more time, take out all your bolts, and then these leg plates drop right in the bottom and you can weld them in place. Thank you guys so much for checking out my video of our 3x5 welding fixture table. If you guys want to check them out, they're on the website, of course. We sell these as kits just like you see with all these parts, or you can buy the DXF files. I include the leg plates, the leg flanges, and all the parts you guys see here in those, so you can cut them out on plasma or laser. And then I have some other videos that explain kind of how to cut it out on plasma if you really want to use the tooling and the 5/8 holes. You want to check out kind of more behind the scenes and see what we do every day. On Instagram at maker.table, and hit subscribe, please. We got more coming out. Later, happy making.